My guest today is Alan Ellman. He's an expert on covered call writing. So Alan, talk about why you got into covered call writing.
Well, we're going to go back to the 1990s now, Tim. Initially, I was reading an article on self-directed IRAs. And in the article it said that you could sell stock options using covered call writing in your sheltered accounts. Now initially that surprised me because I thought options were considered too risky for sheltered accounts. So I decided to research it. During my research I started to learn what covered call writing was all about, and it gained my interest because I am a conservative investor and it met the parameters of that. So I started learning about covered call writing, and then ultimately I started investing. And along the way, every year, year in and year out, I would beat the market. So of course that kept my interest as well. But I have to say, Tim, that the biggest thing that kept my interest about covered call writing is the fact that you have incredible control using this strategy. For example, what do you do if the stock price goes down? What do you do if the stock price goes way up, more than you anticipate? What do you do, for example, if the price of the stock is above the price you've agreed to sell it for come expiration Friday and you want to hold on to the stock? So there are things you can do along the way to manage each and every position, and it's that control that attracted me to covered call writing.
All right, do you use covered call writing as an income source, or is it just to increase your ROI for the year? What do you do with them?
Initially, I was using covered call writing to pay for college expenses, so I didn't reinvest the money. But once my sons graduated from college and professional school, and they were off the payroll, so to speak, what I do now is I take the money, I reinvest it, and it's going to be an incredible nest egg for me when I decide to retire.
How much of a percentage increase in the overall return of my portfolio can I expect from covered calls each year?
In normal market conditions, my goal is 2 to 4% a month. Now you can't always achieve that amount, but it's a reasonable goal in normal market conditions. Because if the market is going up almost 1% a month, which historically is about what it goes up, you can easily double that using covered call writing if you understand every nuance in the strategy and you have proper management techniques. You know, most covered call writers, what they do is they buy the stock, they sell the option, and then wait till the end of the expiration of the contract to see how they did. If you manage the positions, it won't take that long once you've learned all the techniques, then your expectation of your returns will go up exponentially.
And do you usually recommend to people that they buy the exact number of call contracts as they have shares, or is it a partial amount of the shares they have? What do you recommend?
Well, in my covered call writing portfolio, it's geared just specifically for that strategy. So whenever I purchase a stock, it's always purchased in 100 share increments so that I could sell one contract per 100 share increments. And what I do is I divide my portfolio up so that there is an actual amount of cash allocated for each position, a similar amount. So if I have a stock, for example, that costs $150 and another one that costs $15, I will have a lot more shares of the $15 stock, so the cash allocation will be similar.
Alan, thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
You're watching the MoneyShow.com video network.